Morning, guys. Morning? Afternoon? Somewhere in the middle. Okay. Do stuff with Nikki from South Florida here, guys. I want to do a quickie. I was going to do it yesterday afternoon. It's on these two little wild things I got growing here. These are really cool. You're going to want to see them. But the flowers were shut already. And then I was like, oh, crap, that's right. You know, the flowers, they disappear kind of halfway through the day. And they're gone. You guys at the Prepared Mind will get that. All right. So anyway, let's do it. I'm going to walk through my fence. It's kind of messy back there. But I left it purposely in a mess so I could show you a couple things. And then we're going to walk around the corner and I'll show you the second plant. Be there in a minute. Alright, so we're going to walk to the back. See, it's part of my jungle. This thing is huge. It's way over the top of my house. Looks like a banana, but it's not. Some people call it banana palm, but it really isn't. The thing is retarded. It's way too much work. Anyway, I'm not going to show you my whole front yard. Here's my new little baby. Well, he's not new, but he's little. That's my graviola, or soursop. And then shit hits the fan. This thing is great to have growing. You can do it in a container too. It's pretty cool. Needs a little help. That's my Barbados cherry over there. Alright, let's walk to the messy, I call it the poop chute. This is the only section of the backyard that dogs allowed in. Oh, there he is. What's up, Jake? What's going on, dog? You waiting for me? Diggy diggy. Crackhead Jack Russell. Alright, here we go. Plant number 1. See my messy fence here? I'm going to try to see if this is... There we go. There's 2 plants on here, but the one that we're focusing on is that right there. Mamordica Charaantia, or bitter pear, bitter apple, wild pear, balsam pear, balsam apple, bitter melon, but it's the wild variety. So these things are super duper 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 cool. As Green Dean says, pharmacy on a fence. Absolutely cool. In Jamaica, actually, they call it cerasee. In Jamaica, they use this plant like crazy. Every day, all the time. The fruits and the leaves. So I'll tell you a little bit about it. Now, it is a subtropical vine. It's vining. This thing can get like 8 feet in a growing season. It grows so ridiculously fast from when it sprouts, and it'll self-seed in our climate down here. It's a weed, so it's actually an invasive. People try to get rid of it, and sorry if I'm distracted, but I hear things crawling under the bush. I just got scared by an iguana like 15 minutes ago. Well, fuckers are always trying to kill me. So anyway, but if you're in a colder climate, you can grow this as an annual. It'll start, it'll give you your stuff, and then it dies off, and then you just plant it again the next year. So you can grow it if you're not in Florida, you know. But down here, yeah, it's considered invasive and all that stuff. This is in the cucurbit family, so same thing as cucumbers and melons, and you can see by the flower here, which he's already actually tipping off. It's not as wide open. There was another flower here I saw. Oh, here we go. Here, check it out. 2 more flowers. They're really yellow, but you can see close up, melon family, right? Looks very similar. So this thing just naturally kind of grows up the fence here because I don't maintain this side of the house. This is where Jake does his business. And right next to it, if you're down here and you see that right there, Virginia creeper, bad, useless, rip it off your fence and burn it. It's the worst. So anyway, that's creeper, that's not. That's the pharmacy on a fence right there. So, cool thing about this plant is the fruits that this makes, super duper duper high in potassium, vitamin C, vitamin K. And what I use it for, because my guy is diabetic, this is it. This thing works the same as insulin does in your body. So when shit hits the fan, this is something you definitely want to grow. And the reason why I wanted to actually do this video yesterday afternoon is because I had just finished a pot of tea I made, and what I do is I take the leaves here, like I was weeding, because they grow everywhere. I don't need it all over the place. So I yanked the leaves out that were good, because they're green and good. Pests do not go near this thing. It actually smells like an old gym sock. It's disgusting. It smells like shit. So anyway, but it's effective. So usually the stuff that smells the worst works the best. But anyway, I rip the leaves off. I throw it in a pot of water. I put it on my patio with a little bit of cheesecloth. The sun makes sun tea out of it, and bam. But it's extremely bitter tea, so you have to add honey or sugar. And I give them a dose of it in the morning and afternoon. And I'm telling you, it will tank your blood sugar. Will go way down. Now, the funny thing is, for people that don't have blood sugar problems, no effect on you whatsoever. So if you're low like I am, it doesn't have an effect on you, except a good one. It puts good nutrients in you and everything else. Fabulous little thing. So anyway, they're the flowers, and they produce fruit really quick. Now, this is different than normal cultivated bitter melons you see. They make these itty-bitty, shitty little fruits. So, I'm going to show you them right now. We're going. I picked one because they haven't actually all fruited yet. Yes, my patio's a mess. A little homemade fountain. All right. Before we get on to the next plant. There we go. It's a mess here. Sorry everything's moving around so quick. See this? I actually picked this yesterday. And overnight, actually, it turned completely orange, because yesterday it was half green. When these are young, hanging on the branch, they're completely green. And then they start yellowing, then they start oranging. So hopefully you can see that up close. See, it's got like warts. It's like, it's warty. He's ugly. It's a cute little gourd-looking thing. And here's the thing, though. In the Asian countries and everything, they'll cut these up and saute them or whatever, but only when they're green. Do not eat them when they're this color. Toxic. Yellow, orange, whatever. If it's anything but green, don't eat it. So this is bad. But what you can do, hang on a second. Let me see if I can split this while you guys are watching, so you can see the seeds inside, because it's ripening, so we should be good here. Oh yeah, here we go. When you see these on the vine, if they ripen on the vine, upside down, you'll see them actually split open. Like you see it right here. Split open, and the fingers kind of spread apart, and you'll see the seeds start falling out. Now the cool thing is the seeds are toxic too, but the seed coating on the seeds are not. You see how red these are? How cool is this? Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about, lycopene, that famous little thing that's in tomatoes and tomato sauce and all. This has the seed coating. The red part on here has way more of it than any tomato on earth does. It's incredible. But what you have to do is suck the red part off, spit the seed out. Don't eat it. And don't eat the fruit when it's orange or red. Don't do it. Okay. I have a lot more information on this plant that, if you email me, I can give it to you and everything else. I'm not a doctor, not a professional, blah, blah, blah. Do your own research, all those disclaimers. But I have a lot of information on this plant, because it's just the studies they've done on as far as anti-cancer, diabetes, and all that. This thing is a seriously pharmacy on a fence. So, there's our little wild bitter melon. It's throwing up all over my table. Should make a cartoon out of it. All right, next. Yeah, this is great. The other one I want to show you, yes, it's messy out here. I'm doing seedlings and working today, so no trolls telling me what a mess it is, like in one of my other videos. Crap, the flower went away. Guess what that is? Purslane. Earth's superfood. And it's a weed. And can you believe it? Most people I know in Florida are trying to kill this thing with poison. This is the coolest plant ever, and it tastes amazing. I use it as a spinach substitute, and God, the thing is, I swear to God, like 20 minutes ago, the flowers were open, they're gone now. This thing has itty bitty bitty bitty, like if you see here, that was almost going to be a flower. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, this is a fleshy, succulent plant. He's cute, right? Portulaca Oleracea is also the name, but common purslane. It's really fleshy, it's gorgeous, and my cilantro here is right next to it. It smells so good. Look, it's bolting already. It's bolting like a hooker during a police raid, dude. Check it out. It's like it bolts in a week. It's crazy. Alright, cilantro doesn't grow good in the tropics. So anyway, Purslane, right? Beautiful. And this is wild. It self-seeds. It grows itself. What else do you want out of life? You don't have to be a professional gardener. And the thing is, you can eat this raw in salad, saute it. It's insanely good if you chop it up. Leaves, stems, and all. Doesn't matter. The whole thing is edible in your omelets. And the cool thing about this plant is it's extraordinarily high in omega-3 fatty acids. It literally is a superfood, this plant. It's absolutely amazing. Everybody should be growing it. Actually, the name in Latin, the end of it, means vegetable herbal. In ancient times, they did nothing but eat this plant because they were smarter than us. And so you guys all over North America, you've got it growing in a backyard or a, let's see, I was going to say sidewalk crack. I guarantee you some of it's probably coming up here somewhere because I didn't pull the weeds yet. And the reason why I didn't is because I'm going to show you one other thing. If you look this up, there's some people that'll say there's a look-alike. Oh, one quick note. You see, this is a semi-shady part of my house here. This is the side of my house. Drum room's right there. And so it only gets a few hours of morning sun and then that's it. I find that they grow better in that environment. But you know what? I've had them in sun and they're fine. But they actually prefer it in this environment here. So, anyway, back to the weeds. I didn't pull the weeds because when you look this thing up, I'm going to show you something now. You'll see some people say, well, there's only one look-alike and it is toxic. And it grows all over Florida here too, and it's a spurge family. The truth is, once you get to know this plant, there are no lookalikes. You can't mistake it. This has chubby, thick little succulent type leaves. When you snap the stem, let me see if I can get it here. It's clean. You see, green, clean, nothing. Where I just snapped the stem here for you on a weed. You see that little white right there? Where is it? Sorry, I'm moving around so much. Right there. There's white, milky sap on the end. Right. So, if you're in doubt and you find one that you think is Purslane, which I'm gonna walk up on it now, and honestly, it has midget leaves, this weed, and I don't know how people ever mess it up. Now, this one that I let grow in my patio just for demonstration is a small one. I've seen them get way bigger, but I'll show it to you right now. Hopefully you can, oh God, the sun's blinding me. Right, well, here it is. Looks like a bloody spider web. I can't really see now, but the same thing I just showed you, the milky sap. If you take some of these and snap them off, you'll actually see, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know what I'm doing because the sun's blinding me. But you'll see, and these are teeny weeny, but there's milky sap in the stems. So easy way to test, okay? You break off the purslane, no sap. If you're in doubt and you break off a branch of something and you see white milky sap, wrong plant, don't eat it. And you know, do your research, you know, before you eat anything. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. And the bolting criminal cilantro says bye. And so does crackhead Jake. Say bye. Alright guys, do stuff with Nikki out. Love you, man. Stay green, a little wild and dirty. Doesn't hurt either.